Well, welcome back to the Morning Blend. The production of The Beautiful Music All Around Us is based on the award-winning book of the same name. The show stars Stephen Wade, who spent most of his life exploring the Southern musical traditions. It uncovers largely hidden but very influential makers of the American folk song.
And the show features spoken word, projected images, and of course live music. And we're joined now by Stephen. Welcome to the Morning Blend.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Just listening to that music, it's such an infectious sound. I think people just instinctively like hearing like a fiddle or banjo, that kind of music. Do you find that audiences respond like that, tapping their toe, clapping?
You know, communities have their own music and they recognize it, whether it's, you know, here in Milwaukee, whether it's German music or Slovenian, you know, there's communities and there's bars and people get around it and they play it. And that was a fiddler from Kentucky who was recorded in 1937. And I did a program in his home community a few months ago, and 150 members of his family came from as far as Oklahoma, and the mayor of the town introduced me, and I did an hour talking about Luther Strong playing Glory in the Meeting House, and he had recorded for Library of Congress in the fall of 1937.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. Yeah. What will people experience as part of this show at the Milwaukee Rep?
Well, it's a one-man show. Everyone else in the cast is good, right? I don't know. I mean, I play and talk and express.
I'm just going to move your mic up. Oh, there it is. I just want to make sure that people can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to take this just in case. Okay, go ahead.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I mean, they'll see me and talking and playing and showing slides and exploring some of the background to this book here. And I spent nearly a third of my life on this thing, you know, 18 years. And I went and tracked down, sought out the people who had made this music or their families, and in a couple cases, several cases, 4 of those cases, I found performers themselves. It's just a day in their lives, and they were just living. These were not professional musicians in here.
How did you learn to play? What got you interested?
Well, I was a little boy, and I was exposed to some of this music in Chicago, where I was born, and both black music and mountain music both. And then I had a teacher in Chicago, and then his teacher, Doc Hopkins, and Doc had been on the National Barn Dance radio show then Midwest, was projected all over the Midwest. He was on for 22 years. He comes to Chicago in 1930, and then he taught my teacher. So I sort of
pick up the banjo if you would. Can you play the difference between, you mentioned black music and then mountain music? Can you play a little?
You know, the banjo comes to America. It's a black instrument, and it's brought by via slavery and shared with mountain whites to make a new music for us all. And so I brought this old banjo. This is a homemade banjo from Western North Carolina. And
how old is it?
Well, it's not so old, but the design is old. This is the last banjo this maker ever made. He was from the mountains. He made this in 2005, but you know, I was thinking about you guys before I came here and how, you know, women watch your show, and the first banjo recording ever made was by a woman. She did it for Edison in the 1880s. She was a school teacher, and the first woman performer in country music was a female banjo player from near this area. And that's what made me think of bringing this banjo. Her name was Samantha Bumgarner. She's from Silva, North Carolina. So you get this, you'll get a kind of a blues quality here, right? That doesn't make it blues, it isn't, but.
How many hours a day do you play?
Well, I used to play all the time. I mean, this was endless.
If you could, you know, if I could play an instrument like that, I feel like I would never put it down. It would just be an extension of me.
Well, that's what it gets like. You know, when I did the work for the book, I left the banjo at home because I knew that if I brought a banjo with me, I'd just be entertained and I wouldn't be listening to their stories. So that's it was painful. I had to leave it, you know, but I knew that was the only way to go.
Yeah.
I want to give people the information for this incredible show, and then let you play a little bit more on either instrument that you'd like to play from. So the beautiful music all around us is happening at the Milwaukee Rep at the beautiful Stackner Cabaret now through March 15th. Again, MilwaukeeRep.com is the website to visit for more information and tickets. 414-224-9490. We're excited to give callers 7 and 8 a pair of tickets to this show. So call us right now at 414-799-4444. You'll win a pair of tickets to the beautiful music all around us. And now what are you going to play?
A women's banjo song.
Okay.
This is a song that has been recorded by, well, all right, and this was a parlor piece, and there were a lot of redoubtable women banjo players, and this one was one that was certainly often associated with that kind of, well, politeness as well as power.